Hello and welcome to this video looking at the end of year processes for Google Classroom. In this video we'll be looking at what you might want to tidy up at this point, how to archive or restore Google Classrooms, how to create template classrooms for next year, and how to reuse assignments in your new virtual Google Classroom. Firstly, let's have a look at what we might want to tidy up at this time of year. I would recommend reflecting first of all on your year, what went well, what didn't go so well. And that would be my first point of action. Change and augment those things that didn't work so well and make sure you've kept the ones that did. The next thing we need to look at is how to return assignments. We need to make sure that all of the assignments have been returned to the students. The reason for this is because if they have been turned into you, then you own them. This potentially means the students might lose access to these resources that they might want to keep for their portfolios for the future. If we go into Google Classroom and we look at our cards, what we need to find is the To Review section, which is available from the menu in the top left. Here I can quickly see any work that's been handed in but has not been returned. I can also find the To Review section from the hamburger menu in the top left, which returns me to the same screen. If I click on any items that are handed in, this will take me into the assignment, and here I can choose all of the students and choose to return. I can also do this inside the class itself. For instance, if in the stream I have notification of an assignment, I can click on it from there. And go through the same process. Or if I prefer, I can go to classwork and open up the assignment in the assignments area. And again, go through the same process. This brings us to a very important folder, the Classroom folder, and it's here where our work is stored, along with any work uploaded by our students. All content for Google Classroom is stored on Google Drive in a special folder called the Classroom folder. If we go into the folder, you'll see that all of my classes for this year are listed with their own separate folders, and this is where the content goes. It's really important that the Classroom folder is never deleted. Otherwise, you will lose all sorts of things from your existing Google Classrooms. To make things easier, I normally would recommend doing something like coloring the folder. To do this, we right-click on the folder and choose Change Color from the pop-up menu. You might want to choose red as a visual warning, perhaps. And you can even, if you go to a website called emojicopy.com, you can even choose to find an emoji that you can add to the folder name. And this will then make your folder stand out so that you know definitely not to delete that folder. Going back into the folder, you can actually manage the folder itself though. And what I would normally recommend is creating a new folder inside here where you can archive your content. So although you're not going to delete it, you may want to just manage it by putting it into an archive folder. So create yourself an archive folder and then drag and drop the content that you need to go in there just by choosing the item. So for instance, I can choose Art Club. That's one of my classes, and I can drag and drop it in there. And that way I can reuse the content in Art Club and I don't risk losing content. Finally, I would recommend creating a reference folder of completed student work in much the same way that we created the archive folder. That way you've collated work that is representative of this year and you can easily refer to it in subsequent years. The next thing to look at is how to archive and restore Google Classrooms. In this video, we'll be looking at the manual way to do this, but bear in mind that if you are a Just Cause school and you're using one sync, this can be done for all of your classrooms automatically. There are several reasons for archiving. Firstly, we need to make sure that the students only have read-only access, if at all, to their classrooms from this current year in the new year. But also we need to make sure that there is no confusion over the timetable of classrooms. So when the new ones are created, the students can only see the active classrooms and not the classrooms from the previous school year. To archive a class, go to the top right of its card and choose the traffic light menu where you can choose archive. You'll then get a message telling you what's going to happen. In effect, your class will become read-only. And you'll notice it then disappears from view. To find it again, or if you have to restore it, click on the hamburger menu in the top left and then choose Archive Classes. And from here we can do the reverse by going to the card, clicking on the traffic light button and then choosing to restore the class. And if we go back to our classes, this now is as it was before. Since we've been reflecting on this year and how it's gone, it then makes sense perhaps to create template classrooms so that we can replicate those courses the following year. Creating a template classroom is a very easy process. First of all, go to Google Classroom and the cards and choose the traffic light sign in the top right hand corner. From the pop-up menu, choose to copy the existing class. We can rename our new class, and I suggest we use the word template as part of the name, and then just click on Copy in the bottom left-hand corner of this pop-up menu. What the copying process does is it transfers all of the content of your old room so that, for instance, you'll be able to see all of your previous assignments and anything that has been uploaded to the class drive folder. The assignments are saved as drafts, so in effect they're ready to go. And all of the other content will also be available via the class drive folder. To make a Google Classroom from our template, all we need to do is go to the card, click on the traffic light sign, and then choose Copy. And here we put in the details of our new class. Always remember, the template is not meant to have people in it. So although you could add users into it, much better to create a copy of the template itself. Once you've added the details, just click on Copy and your new class will be generated from the template. Creating a template is not the only way to reuse assignments and posts. So let's have a look at an alternative. To reuse an assignment, go to the Classwork section of your Google Classroom and then click on the Create button. At the bottom, you'll see an option to reuse post. All of your classes will be listed, including archive classes. All you need to do is choose the right class, click on it, and this will then display all of the available assignment posts that have been created. We click to reuse, and you'll notice all of the content, all of the rubric, etc. is included in this copy. If I don't want to use the assignment straight away, what I can do is click on the little down arrow next to the assignment button in the top right hand corner and save it as a draft. I hope this video was useful and that you have a very smooth end of year. Thank you for watching.